Zakirji. My name is Mitra. I work for Oracle. I really appreciated and loved so much when you said I don't consider a person a Muslim when he is not spreading peace. And I was clapping away to glory here. So, but why is all over the world? It's not only in India. Frenetism and terrorism is related to Islam. And what are the leaders doing to avoid, to get away with this bad name for Islam?
Sister, that's a very good question. That what are we doing? Why is Islam linked with the word terrorism, etc.? This is mainly because of the media. According to the Time magazine, an article which came on the 16th of April 1979, it said that more than 60,000 books have been written against Islam in a span of 150 years, from 1800 to 1950. Every day more than one book. And after 11 September, this has reached epidemic levels. People are quoting verses of the Quran out of context. They're telling things of Islam which doesn't exist in Islam. And the most common verse is of Surah Tawbah chapter 9 verse number 5, that wherever you find a kafir, you kill him. And if you open the Quran chapter 9 verse number 5, it does say that wherever you find a kafir, kill him. It's out of context. The context is first few verses. It speaks about a peace treaty between the Muslims and the mushriks of Makkah. This peace treaty was unilaterally broken by the mushriks of Makkah. So by the time Almighty God reaches verse number 5, he says, you put things straight in 4 months' time, otherwise the declaration of war. And in the battlefield, Almighty God tells the Muslims that when the enemies, when the kafir, when they come to attack you in the battlefield, don't get scared, fight, kill them. But naturally, any army general, to boost up the morale, will tell the soldiers to fight and kill. He will not say that be killed. So this is out of context. And people like Arun Shuri, who is one of the staunchest critics in India of Islam, he writes the book The World of Fatwa. And then after quoting Surah Tawbah chapter 9 verse number 5, he jumps to verse number 7. You know why? Because verse number 6 has the reply. Verse number 6 says that if the kafir seeks asylum, wants peace, don't just give it to him, escort him to a place of security. And every verse what the Quran speaks about as a last resort, where fighting has to be used as a last resort, it always says peace is better. If they seek peace, give them peace. And I, being a student of comparative religion, all the major religions of the world, their scriptures speak about fighting. But as a last resort, so that peace will prevail. And similarly, as Sri Ravi Shankar was mentioning about Bhagavad Gita, it's advice of Sri Krishna given to Arjun. In chapter number 1, verse number 43 to 48, Arjun says, he puts his arms on the battlefield on the ground and says, I would prefer being killed unarmed rather than fight my cousins. Immediately a few verses later, chapter number 2 of Bhagavad Gita, verse number 2 and 3, Shri Krishna says, how could such impurities come in your mind? It will take you away from the heavenly planets. How could you become so impotent? He continues and says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse number 31, 32, 33, you are a Kshatriya, you are a warrior, it's your duty to fight. Blessed are those Kshatriyas who get a chance to fight. And if you read the Mahabharata has more verses of fighting than Quran. But the Hindu tells me that, but it is truth against falsehood. I said that is what the Quran says. So we have no problem. We agree with it. Similarly, if you read in context, we'll realize that all the religion as a last resort to let peace prevail, they do allow violence. How Sri Ravi Shankar said that the duty of the warrior is to fight. Like how every country has a police force. As a last resort to check the criminals, for peace prevail, the police does use force against the criminal. That's what the Quran gives permission. But people got out of context and malign Islam. That's the reason people say that Islam is there of terrorism. For more details, you can watch my video cassette, Jihad and Terrorism in the Right Perspective. I hope that answers the question. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.